for the values of our homes that have been seriously hurt by this value.
It'll go a long way. One that says the value of the home is the true value. Because I've been willing to pay it knowing what the cost is, what the value is, and what I'm willing to use in my own resources. It's not a government program. It's not a government standing behind and saying, hey, look the other way. It's legitimate. When I buy that home, I know that someone has looked carefully and said they can afford it. That then gives the opportunity for lenders and for business people to be more hopeful and optimistic about the economy continuing to grow as opposed to blowing up again. Because that's where it's right now.
So you support more regulation on our financial system?
No, I don't.
So it's
I support less saying let them do. Banker A, let him do what he sees as best in order to meet the needs of the bank, shareholders, and the purposes of what they're doing.
as opposed to being legislative.
As opposed to being legislative. Because they're the ones that are going to fail, or they're the ones that are going to succeed on the basis of what they legislate.
Do you feel that the new legislation that's coming into place is going to accomplish that, or does it reward that?
It's going the wrong way. We need to cut back on that. The market is a beautiful thing when it's not in him that it accepts the basic issues of honesty and legality. Beyond that, when the risk is there, clear minds generally prevail or they lose. And what we've seen with the government adding more and more regulation and mandates for social change is we've seen less security and less opportunity, and ultimately more failure.
Well, the whole thing has been pinned on the banking system.
Well, I pin it on government. I pin it on Chris Dobb, and I pin it on Marty Frank. To a great degree. Not all, not everything. I mean, there's bad apples in every part, but when George W. Bush did one right thing in saying, we're going to have a meltdown unless we reform what we're requiring under the Community Reinvestment Act. If we don't do it, he said that 6 years ago. Sadly, he didn't remind Barney of what he had said when it come to Paulson coming to the legislature and saying the sky is falling. Of course, Paulson was a day trader. He was covering his things. There's a question over here, then we'll go there.
Okay. First of all, when I was a little kid, all the time that I was growing up, I was always told that our elected officials were our mouthpieces. You were there to speak our voice. The older I get, the more cynical I get of it, because I don't see it. As soon as people get elected, they go their own way and heck with what the people say. As you can see with Pelosi and her vote for the health care bill, no matter what your people say. Number one, if a vote comes up and you're hearing from us that we want to go one way, but you think that we should go another, are you going to vote what we say, or are you going to vote for what you think we should say?
Good question. You're amongst a lot of good company being cynical. I'm going to vote the way you say, except in one case. You heard me here today. Unless it's unconstitutional. I'm going to take my oath seriously as I have for 18 years in elected office. And that's why I was targeted last time for defeat. And there's more money spent to defeat me than any other candidate in the United States. The bottom line is, I did listen to people. I held over 100 town hall meetings, 29 teletown hall meetings, and some of you got the robocalls from that. They were unscreened, and we heard from people. But I will listen to my district unless it's unconstitutional.
The second thing that I would ask you is, how are you going to keep in touch with them? You know, when you move to Washington, D.C., it's very hard. When you're down there, you're going to have to take what we're feeling up here.